ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमेन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, mind, all the sensory and motor organs and life force become powerful and efficient. All is verily the one without second, absolute, timeless, blissful existence. Let me never deny this truth of oneness. May this truth never reject me either. May all the virtues which have been described by scriptures as essential for realization of this blissful oneness be with me. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Let us mentally separate ourselves from all our physical and mental identities. Like body, mind, and all associations connected with them. These identifications impose limitations on our true infinite nature. Freed from these, I see I am infinite. I have no beginning, no end, no change. I am perfection itself. I am the light of all lights. Let us hold on to this true identity of ours in meditation. Gone is all fictitious separateness born out of ignorance. I am perfection itself. I have no desires. Om, peace, peace, peace. So, dear friends, on this very special, very auspicious day of Good Friday, and we will be discussing this great idea of how close to death, when a person is close to death, now how should that person orient his or her life so that it reaches the fulfillment, reaches the absolute ultimate purpose of life, and gets that eternal bliss that one is seeking. So, we shall begin as usual with our regular prayers, which forms actually the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. That from whom creation, sustenance, and dissolutions of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self mastery, being the one independent entity who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of the three gunas subsists, just as the combination of materials like fire, water, and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that truth supreme we meditate. So, let us keep this in mind that our goal is the truth supreme, which without any change manifests as this world of three gunas, means the uh, sattvika, rajasika, and tamasika. We had discussed these things before, so I won't go into the details. So these uh, appearances, they keep on shifting, changing, and this all appears to be real because it is superimposed on that which is real. So, the God or the ultimate truth, that which is real, true, on this display of I and world keeps on going without actually any change in that truth. So, this is the goal, this is what one has to keep on thinking about. And so, this first verse of Bhagavatam, which is our prayer in the beginning, tells us to do that. Yes, let us meditate on this and then listen to these stories from Bhagavatam that uh, actually, this is the Dvitiya Skandha, second volume of this uh, great book. And in this book, second volume is considered most important volume because it discusses the principles of what is called sadhana, that uh, various ways in which we can put our mind to God. It is our mind has to be put into this ideal. It tries to run away from there, but is there a way by which we can actually make our mind concentrated on this truth and thus gradually realize it? So, there are ways of sadhana described in this, and well, unfortunately, there are not too many stories, and everything is a very deeply philosophical discussion about the various processes of meditation and understanding the glory of the Lord through these practices. So, this is what this whole second volume is devoted to, and therefore, this is called the uh, most important part of Srimad Bhagavatam, this book. It contains all the main ideas of philosophy, of spiritual practice, sadhana. And so, one must pay lot of attention to this discussion. And we saw that Parikshit king who has been cursed, but he took that curse as a blessing. The curse was a snake. The great snake Takshaka will bite you on the seventh day from now, and that you will die with that. The king thought that, well, it is actually a blessing. Now I know I have got 7 days max to live. So Let me now push away, push aside all those things that I was busy with during this life, that securing my kingdom, making the administration the geared to the best service of the citizens, keeping the enemies out, and see that the sages and the scholars, they are well respected, and they get whatever they need, and then encouraging all learning, education of various types. All that I was busy with for last so many decades of my life. But now that is coming to an end. All that will be meaningless. After 7 days, all this is going to just fall away. But now, since I have got this notice, let me now uh, put my whole attention into this, that okay, I will be uh, just concentrating on God. And then there comes the great sage Shuka, and many other uh, great sages. And then Shuka started telling Bhagavatam to King Parikshit, in answer to his question, that how one should spend the time during these last days, and how to realize the God, how one gets freed from this bondage of this samsara and becomes united with God. Oh, great sage, please describe it to me in all details. And then last time we saw that they say Shuka told that yes, this is the best way to lead life, especially when one is now confronted with the uh, just death at the doorstep. So always one should therefore try to meditate on that supreme truth. And I understand that the mind does not go normally to those things, and therefore I am going to tell you this Bhagavatam that I had the privilege of learning from my great father Vyasa. And with this Bhagavatam, what happens is that the mind turns towards God with much ease. So, this is what the uh, dilemma that a spiritual aspirant faces, that yes, I do want to put my mind in God, but there are so many other things in life that it doesn't happen. I somehow try to meditate, but even while meditating, all other worldly thoughts, they keep on hovering around, and thus even though I want my mind to go to God, but it doesn't go there. It goes into all those worldly things, even though I don't want it to go there. I want to remember God. The problem is I don't remember, and I don't want to think of all these worldly things. My family members, my other businesses, and the financial situation, and what is going to happen with coronavirus, and all those things I don't want to think. But the mind and energy and time goes there. Not only when I am not meditating, even when I am meditating, the mind tends to think of that, the other worldly things. So therefore, I want to find out how the mind will go into that meditative absorption with the ultimate truth. And uh, the sage Shuka said that this is the way that quickly your mind will turn to God, and then you have actually uh, you have much more time than that King Khatwang. He told the story that it is sometimes this is a good way of enthusing some spirit of possibility and that enthusing vigor in a person by showing because the person feels that, well, I have spent my time in all other things, now very little time is left, now how can I do what is needed for it. It is also becomes an excuse, therefore anyway, the life most part of it is gone in other things, so forget it, I will renew the efforts in my next life. Maybe this life is anyway gone. It happens when a difficult work is to be taken up, and then the mind keeps on doing other things, and then says, "Oh, it's already evening, and there is not much time left. So let me think of it about it tomorrow. Tomorrow I will plan to do it." And as you know, tomorrow, that is the special feature of tomorrow, that which never comes. And so one feels that how can I do it in such a short time? No possibility. So a story has been told of King Khatwang, uh, and that King Khatwang did it uh, in just 12 minutes. Compared to that, O king, you have lot of time. It is my parents used to tell me, and I am sure many others also have been told that all such stories or incidents which could put some energetic, enthusiastic spirit in that person to take it up, that many times I would say, but it is, I don't understand these things. This maths is so tough, and then how can I do it? Now there is no time. I'm feeling sleepy, and the excuses, one can find. Oh, look, those guests had come, so I was playing with them, and so all time is anyway gone. And then my parents would tell, look at that boy. Uh, See, he was doing his studies even though he was here. Why don't you do like that? You have enough time. Come on, sit right now. Don't move from the place. You can do it. Just see, you have 1 full hour before you go to bed. So don't waste a single minute now and see what you can accomplish in 1 hour. As a matter of fact, I would see that, well, 1 hour was quite a big time to do all that. It was excellent. That it is in some places when I have to give a speech along with many others. And since there are about 12, 13 speakers, and everybody has to finish speaking in about 40 minutes or so. So everybody is allocated 2 minutes. So, and then the organizer said, if you keep your mind well focused, 2 minutes is a good time to convey your thoughts on this important issue. And just keep your mind focused. Think of these 2 minutes as 120 seconds. And then use every second 120 seconds. And so you will be able to accomplish it. It is. And an example would be given. Look at that speech that great man gave. He spoke just for 1 minute, and see how succinctly he presented the point in with such emphasis. So he could do it in 1 minute. You have 2 full minutes to do that. And yes, so one could do it in 2 minutes. What I mean is that this is the idea behind telling this story of King Khatwang, who realized that God, when he was told there are only 24 minutes for you before your death, and then he said, okay, take me to the earth. Where earth means where, well, there is a significance of that. In the heavenly spheres, there is no possibility of sadhana because everything is just full of merriment. In the surroundings of merriment, the mind does not go to sadhana. You just get sucked into all those pleasures. So, therefore, sadhana doesn't happen. Sadhana happens in what is called uh, Manushya Loka, means this fear of human beings. Human beings, they have pleasures, pains, and the idea of this uncertainty of things. We are experiencing that in these days of coronavirus. It has done many bad things, but at least this good thing, and this important good thing it has done, that everything is now we see as uncertain. What will happen? When will it happen? How will it happen? Everything is all embroiled in uncertainty. The life, I don't know who gets the coronavirus next and so forth. How long are we going to live? We have no idea. This thought is appears to be depressing, but then it brings one important principle to our awareness that yes, this world is transitory. There is no certainty here, no law that is actually a permanent law. There is nothing real here except God. So we feel now that this is the time for realization of God. Our so this is how the king sees that yes, I have now only little time left. That King Khatwang came to therefore this human sphere, and then in these remaining to come to human sphere, it took him 12 minutes, and then remaining 12 minutes, he just concentrated his mind on God and then saw the uh, form of Lord Hari. He wanted to serve that form also. So he got the chance to serve the holy feet of Lord and also got merged in that awareness. So, King Parikshit, you have 7 days, so you can certainly accomplish this. So, uh, and then he started telling one should start conducting oneself as death approaches. One need not be scared, but cut all the attachments to body and with bodily connections, blood relations, friends and foes, material things, and so forth, with steadfastness, uh, with the sword of renunciation. So, this is an important idea that it is do not get scared when the death approaches. And Parikshit was blessed by that curse or boon, whatever. He took it as boon that he knew he is going to die. soon, in 7 days. We do not know when we are going to die, but it can happen actually any moment. And that is why Lord Krishna told in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, describing that what happens, how a person gets the next birth, and tells that very beautiful idea, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tameveti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavita. So, whatever thought is uppermost at the time of giving up the body, yam yam va pismaran bhavam tejati ante kalevaram. That kalevara means this body. At the time of changing this body, now whatever is uppermost in your awareness, you come to that kind of new birth because your mind was at that time fully occupied with that, and so therefore that time is very important. And it also, he also told, those who therefore think about me at the end, they come to me. So therefore think about me, and here the mind starts playing games, that is the job of the mind, keeps on deceiving us. So mind starts telling, so right now I don't have to worry about it. When I become old, then I will start thinking, now it is time to do the spiritual practice. Till then, let me keep on enjoying this world. The death is far away. Friends, we see it all the time. People die, yeah, at a very young age, right from some dying in their womb of the mother also. Some die at a very early age. It is even before they become 4 or 5 years old. Some succumb to death. Some die still at a younger age. Some keep on, and then die later. But there is no rule. I mean, when will one succumb to death and in what manner? So, therefore, don't think that I have lot of time. So, Lord Krishna says that is a wrong thinking. So, all the time, therefore, tasmat, sarveshu kaleshu. A very strong words have been used by Lord. Tasmat, therefore, sarveshu kaleshu. Every time, what should you be doing? Every time, ma manusmara. Think about me. Think about Lord. Think about the nature of who you are, your true self. Think about that, the eternal, unchanging, all pervading reality. Think of that. And then the question crops up that, but what will happen? What I have to do so many things. I have to work to earn money. I have so many other obligations to fulfill. So many works I have to do. Lord says, do that and that together. They are not contradictory as such if you understand them. Ma manusmara yudhyacha. That is, do your duties, your allocated duty. Do that. Whatever work has come to you, don't neglect it. Keep on doing that work, and while doing that, keep on thinking about the God. They are not contradictory. It is a very wrong idea that if we are working, then how can I think of God? How can I get time to do spiritual practice? A completely mistaken idea that, well, while working, you think of God. It is not that you cannot. It is, in fact, if you one examines that what is happening, we are working and yet the thought processes are going in various ways. So now let the work go on by your body, keep the mind glued to God. It is that Sri Ramakrishna has illustrated that very often, talking with devotees, that do your work, but let the mind be with God. It is just as he gave the example, many nice examples. One that probably now doesn't make much dent in our minds, because most of the people have not seen that scene. That I am old enough to have seen it. That they husking pestle. A woman is husking paddy in villages. That used to be the way those days. There was no the husking rice mills those days. So people, there were specially trained people who would be using at many places. At home, them people used to do themselves, but then there were some professionals who would keep on doing that work, taking the pestle and keep on pounding on the paddy. Paddy means the rice grain covered with husk. So it is then the husk will get separated from the rice. So it used to be pounded all the time. While it is being pounded by right hand, the left hand keeps on pushing the paddy into that slot. And then while this is being done, that lady is talking to customers, telling, oh, this you will get it after 1 hour. The work is going on. Hey, you didn't pay your dues last time. First pay that and then take, and so forth. All these things are going on while she is talking. Also, at the same time, Sri Ramakrishna's description is so graphic. She is also nursing, breastfeeding her baby child. And while doing all this, she is still, her mind is on that fingers. Because if the fingers and the hitting of the pestle, if that is not properly synchronized, by mistake, the big burn blow will fall on the fingers, crushing the fingers. And so, therefore, exactly like that, just as while doing all these works, that lady could keep her mind on the pestle, not hitting the fingers. So, similarly, while doing all these works, our mind should remain on God and not get entangled into these works. So, this is something that one can do. It is, and many have done. So, therefore, this is to be done. All the time, think of God. The death is at hand. Death, let us think of it that the death is just right at the doorstep. It is just about to ring the doorbell to take us away. So, therefore, keep the mind on that. This is truth, friends. There is no, absolutely no exaggeration in this. So, therefore, let this become the priority in life. And so, It is how should we then learn to separate ourselves? They it is told here, and that is actually what is told in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that this samsara looks infinite. With which thing should I get detached from? Okay, this, but then what about this? Okay, this. So so many things to get detached from. So it is a long list. How can I get detached from all those things? In the 15th chapter, it is said this whole tree of this world. It is this whole world is this tree, but it is an upside down tree. The root is up and the branches are going down and spreading, getting into sub branches and continuously growing. Adhaschurdham prasritastasya shakha guna pravriddha vishaya pravala. So it is like that. They are spreading and spreading, and they bind us. But how to cut it? Well, that this ashwatha, this vriksha, how it is, this tree is the root is very strong root. And therefore you have to cut the root. Only one thing needs to be cut. Branches, if you try to cut, how many will you cut after all? But cut the root, and then all the branches will die too. Dridhena chitva, asanga shastrena, dridhena chitva. It is, you have to cut it, holding the weapon of asanga means detachment. No, this is not I, this is not mine. Yeah, the thing happened, that's it. We come together in this world, and then just like, somebody sits by your side in a plane, and then you start having a chat, and that's about it. After you get down, both go their own way. It is similarly in this world. We are traveling together with many, we form different types of relationships, and then get caught in those. But remember what it is, I am not even related to the body. It is what to speak of the other shoots that are coming out of the body. I am not connected to that at all. That is asanga. That idea of being practicing detachment or unattachment, whatever one would like to call. So, and this is to be done with steadfastness. That is what Shuka tells King Parikshit. Steadfastness. What does it mean, being steadfast? Steadfastness means there will be the other thoughts. Okay, this uh, my grandchild. I will cut the detachment of grandchild a little later, maybe, or maybe this attachment I will keep. It is so nice. Uh, or see, my spouse has been supportive to me for all through, and now to how it will be kind of cruel to detach. No, no, no. Something I should keep, it is, the sages have told. But after all, then this comes, we are worldly people. We are people in this world. We are not sages. So how can we do that? Let us remember, this is the thought that weakens us. Each of us is a budding sage. Let us remind that like every saint had a past. Every saint had a past when that fellow was not a saint, he was ordinary person. Look at, there are many examples, they really galore, that the person was a very heinous criminal, but then got in a short time became a saint. So every saint had a past, and a corollary of that, therefore, every sinner has a future. Every person who, like us, we have the seed of sainthood in us. Let us think of that, and that is the goal. So each of us has to assert that sainthood steadfastly, pushing aside all the temptations. This happens, it is in meditation, in doing something difficult, doing studies, that difficult work, like if I have to do some tedious accounts, then they let me do it tomorrow, or you do it a little bit, enough for the day. This seems a very tricky problem here. I better ask somebody. And so we keep on getting caught into that the work does not get done thereby. So steadfastness, yes, I have to hold on to it. Friends, just think of it, that it is with steadfastness, if we practice this principle of unattachment or detachment, it is not then difficult to free oneself. So king is informed that this is what one has to do, and then that it is the death is comparable to coming out of the car or plane as journey is over. Mm. Now the journey of life is uh, going to be over. It is, and so then as you come to the end of the journey, you have to get out of the car or plane. And so you have to first get out of the seat belt. Take the seat belt out. Detach yourself. You are tied with the seat, with the belt. If you are tied with the seat, now you cannot get up. The belt is holding you. In some cases, I have never seen or heard of it happening in the plane, but in car, such things have happened. That the person suddenly something that belt got stuck, that it got stuck in the socket there and was not able to come out. That button was not working. And then that fellow had to call help to get the belt cut, and then something like that to rescue. So, unless one is detached from the seat, one cannot come out of this car and do the necessary things for which the journey has been taken up. That journey, you paid for that, you bought a plane ticket, you spent money, spent time to accomplish something. But if you cannot come out of the seat because of the attachment to the seat, then you will not be able to do that. So, these things, the life has been a training course. It is a travel, it is a journey. That example will be brought up now, that it is a journey. And so now, as the death approaches, think that the journey, on the way, you had formed connections, relationships with so many people. It is said that it is as if this is an example given in Yoga Vasishtha and other such treatises, that in in the sea. You see the two logs, they float together and come together. And then you form a connection, whatever connection. Sometimes it is friendship, sometimes it is enmity. Both are connections, let us remember. Enmity is also a connection. It is friendship, enmity, and then the family relations, all these get formed. And then suddenly, uh, from nowhere, a big wave rises, and the two logs, they go in different directions. So, never probably to meet again. So this is how these connections in the world are. Think of that, and so now uh, see what is the purpose of life. Think of that. Concentrate on that. So first you have to remove the seat belt and after and other attachments. Otherwise one gets stuck in the seat and will not be able to come out. Discernment and dispassion is the tool therefore. A discernment that I am not this seat, I am not all these things, I am not the body, not the mind. The meditation that we were doing before the class, that these are all changing things. I am none of those. And with that, now one moves forward. That he says, now after a detachment, like in Bhagavad Gita 15 chapter, after telling that asanga shastrena dridhena chitva, cutting asunder this tree by its root. Now tatap padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuyah. Now you can begin the journey towards your goal, having now cut asunder. If you are tied to this world, then how can you move forward? You cannot. There is that story, you know, that some friends, they came from some village, and then they came by boat. They tied their boat to the bank, went to the town, did lot of merriment during the day, and then as the evening was approaching, they said, well, it's getting dark, let's go. But they had by that time they were drunk. So it is, they got into the boat and they started rowing, and then they kept on rowing for a long time. And then when they this senses, after the spell of drink was over, the senses, they started thinking, what happened? We are where we were. We had been rowing for 2 3 hours. Well, you did not untie the boat from the bank and you were rowing. What is the use? So therefore, no amount of meditation and worship and scriptural readings will help unless this detachment is practiced, removing it from the bank, I and mine. That is the bank. This is I, body, and so forth, and these are mine, my house, my property, my stocks, my power, my connection, all those things mine. Untie that. Then, yes, then the rowing will help. So, after this, Bhagavad Gita says, Tatap Padam, after cutting that, now you move onwards. So, it is now sit in a place which is congenial. You have where you automatically the purified, the vibes come to you, and so take a seat, on that in a manner prescribed by the scriptures as told by the Guru. Asana, what is called asana, very important thing, that you meditate at a properly chosen place. It is afterwards, after some time, it won't matter. But then do not deliberately go to a bad, dirty place to think of, unless for certain people Sri Ramakrishna told, oh, you go and meditate, because that person was having all the ideas of that purity, very, very caught into that kind of fastidiousness. So therefore he told him, go and meditate where people go and relieve themselves. But otherwise, that is not a normal thing. But so therefore, choose a good place, and then, but don't waste too much time in doing that again. So after having a seat properly, control the breath while holding on to the threefold syllable Om. It is a threefold syllable. Om. It all a compressed teaching of all the scriptures of the Guru is this Om. Om is a condensed version of that. Like somebody gave a flash drive saying that all your lectures and the photos, videos are in this flash drive. And now that is a condensed way, so it has been condensed. Maybe about 10, 20 hours of discussions and all is condensed in that. So in that form, everything is there. So Om is the condensation of these teachings of scriptures. Sri Ramakrishna had told that, look, all the Vedas, the first level of condensing data is compressing the data, is all the Vedas are condensed in Gayatri. It is Vedas merge into Gayatri. So Gayatri is the summation of all the Vedic teachings. Now, this Gayatri is then merges into Om. So, Om is the gist of all scriptural teachings. So, we shall think about it more in our next class. So, control the senses and mind using the discernment, and then this is the spiritual practice, that using the Om, and then uh, use the discernment and control the senses and the mind using the discernment. Discernment is compared to the charioteer, that famous analogy in Kathopanishad. We shall take up that discussion by the grace of God next Friday. So let us now chant the closing prayer, and then if you have questions, they will be announced by Shrikanta up there. And this is the second mantra of Bhagavatam. The first we chant in the beginning, the second at the end. Nigam kalpatarurgalitam phalam शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुर्हो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. O devotees, quaff, quaff to intoxication This nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. So let us think of these ideas for 30 seconds and then feel free to ask your questions or comments. Yes, please.
There's one question from Charlie. The mind goes where it wants to go. You yourself said we cannot help daydreaming. I don't see that we necessarily have control over whether we can detached. Please comment.
Oh, okay. Mind goes for daydreaming doesn't mean that it should go on daydreaming. The two things are different. It does like this. That is where all the morality and ethics come into picture. Religion comes into picture. That this is the state of affairs. Do you feel satisfied with that, or do you feel that it should change? If you feel that just daydreaming is the way to spend life, then of course it is a different thing. But then the daydreaming has to be converted into meditation. Actually, that is how meditation is, and just systematizing and directing the natural process of daydreaming. So, this is therefore one can try for that. This is the idea that, oh, this is like this, and feeling just resigned about it. I cannot do anything about it. That is not what one should do. It is we should do that by which we can make the things better. So that is how human beings have been working to make the things better in various different ways, depending on what idea of betterment is. For a spiritual aspirant, realizing the ultimate blissful, all pervading reality is the goal. That is what is going to make the things best, and therefore any advancement in that direction is making the things better. Things are like this, accepted. Should they remain like this? No. That is where the efforts come into picture. Yes, I am hungry. Accepted. Should I remain hungry or should I eat food? Hmm? Well, think about that. Yeah, it is. Similarly, the mind goes in various ways. That doesn't mean I should not make an attempt to control it. It goes like that, okay. But you can, by proper putting in proper efforts, you can control it.
Another question is from Abhijit C. We have to use discernment viveka to develop detachment vairagya, but how do develop discernment viveka?
Yes, by seeing how do we develop discernment is by observation. It is that is this temporary or permanent. Observe whether those things that we come in contact with, are they real or unreal, and to see how whether they are real or unreal is whether they are changing or not changing. So that is how in Sanskrit it is called in Vedanta Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. That Nitya or Anitya, impermanent or permanent. There are various ways. Satya Satya Vivek. It is like whether it is real or just apparent. Then there are other these things. Did they give me pleasure or that happiness that I was looking for, or they just showed it to me but did not deliver it to me. So, therefore, I should blacklist those things that they promised, like you blacklist certain these things, the certain people that have cheated you. So, no, so they are all cheats, not real. So, these objects they promise, but they don't deliver. So, therefore, that is you, therefore, don't go after them. So, that is how you develop this spirit of discernment. Sri Ramakrishna's life, is a marvelous example of it. That how discernment was practiced every moment, and based on that discernment, the renunciation or detachment would just follow. So, this is how the discernment needs to be cultivated, by subjecting our experiences to this uh, process of scrutiny. And as we scrutinize that, we will see, are they permanent? No. Are they really giving me the satisfaction that I was looking for? No. So now why should I go after that? So that is how the discernment needs to be cultivated. Well, if you know something, what is there comes how to develop the love for the ideal. It is when you know that it is your ideal, it is your own self. So everything gets loved because of the love for this self, because of connection with this self. That okay, my parents, my friends, my so and so, my job, whatever, you love because it is connected with I. So now, therefore, this let all the love flow from these my to this real source of it, the I, that is God. So that is how one can shift the love. The love, we know that there is love that we have in the world. We don't have to be, lecturing on that. But we know love. And only thing is, as Sri Ramakrishna used to say, turn the direction of that towards that where you will find the fulfillment of that love. So that is how you develop love, devotion, and so forth, by turning the existing spontaneous love to the thing that is eternal and the closest to you. So, Abhijit, you have some question? Yes, Parikshit, yes. Yes, Parikshit has been told these things, that you go purify yourself by taking bath. I didn't read all those things. Actually, I brought book to read, but it is not really, didn't get time also. And that, yes, take the dip in the holy waters, purify yourself physically and mentally, and then sit in a proper posture. Proper posture means it is, it will be further described later in the, that what it means is that where you can comfortably sit for a long time. So that is the perfection of the posture, where, as Sri Ramakrishna used to describe, Sri Ramakrishna's experiences are so graphic in this matter, that there would be, all the joints would be locked, as he would hear, as it were, the keys are turned and cut, all these joints would get locked. He will not be then able to get up from his seat. So, make your seat perfected like that. It is otherwise, every now and then people feel, okay, let me meditate. You sit for meditation, and the thought comes, oh, but I had to call that gentleman. Let me finish that first and then do it. Then another thing gets reminded that, there was this news on the TV. Let me see about what's happening there. So, all these things, they bother us. So, therefore, one should lock oneself in that seat and keep on meditating, irrespective of what is going on around. Therefore, they are given now. Yeah, these things are very specific. Yeah, yeah, but the principles remain the same. The details vary. What you are saying is that these actually the details are actually not really given, that whether you should be sitting with this leg on that leg or whatever. No, the principles alone are given. And so you have to do it. And the idea has already been told that the death is knocking on everybody's door. It is therefore applicable to everyone. That is how these things are not just for a particular person. The person, of course, has to be a mumukshu, means desirous of liberation. So, to that person, they become applicable. If a person is not mumukshu, desirous of liberation, then that person has to become mumukshu, become desirous of liberation. That also has been described that, look, do you want all the results of all these pursuits of after the unreal things? So, therefore, if you don't want that, uh, just think that you want to get liberated. Nobody likes bondage. Everybody wants freedom. So, therefore, get into the flight for freedom rather than flight to bondage. That summarizes everything. Yeah, now it is, but it is given to people like us therefore the elaboration is there. We need elaborate instructions. Therefore, the original Bhagavad probably was not so big. Certainly was not so big. Might be finished in 1 minute. It is actually, it comes in this second volume, this 2, 3 verses, which the scholars think that that was the original Bhagavatam. So it is just 1 minute finished. But then it has to be described to Parikshit, then it has to be described to us. So therefore, this is coming where the Shaunaka is asking this question to Suta. So this is how this is a step down transformer that is bringing this to us. So that is why it is so elaborate. So let us conclude with the closing prayers. the closing chant actually. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल, 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल.